Today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live. PayPal bid. Stripe and Advent offer $53 billion for PayPal. Stripe and buyout firm Advent International made a joint takeover bid for PayPal Holdings in a deal that would value the fintech company at around $53 billion. What's in the way of this deal going through? Let me reveal this hidden secret to you live right now on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live. HSRL is a production of the Safe New Media Network. Before you keep watching, let me tell you who this is not for. This show is not for you if you take yourself too seriously. If you are a seeker, let me be your guide to discover accurate truth for yourself. Let me help you increase the quality and effectiveness of your life by revealing to you the hidden secrets of this universe and the entire multiverse. It's the only podcast of its kind right now on this subject going live on X. Therefore, the most popular live stream podcast live right now on this subject going live on X. This show is specifically for those who are seeking new perspectives, fresh ideas, and a willingness to explore new possibilities. My intention is to help investors like you stay ahead of the curve and make the most out of emerging opportunities. Before we continue, I must tell you about my new album, Opulence. It drops the first Friday in September. You can pre-save the single now. It's called Put It All Together. If you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, you can now activate this QR code visible here on the screen. See? If you're listening to this podcast, go to safenewmedia.com/singles. That's safenewmedia.com/singles. Today on HSRL. Ladies and gentlemen, last week was weird, but today it's something else. Stripe wants to buy PayPal. That's like the little checkbox at checkout, trying to buy the whole checkout. Money has changed with digital payments. You click a button, a little circle spins, and suddenly you own a unicycle. Where does the money go? It goes into the cloud. You know what we used to call things that disappeared into the clouds? Gone. But now, Stripe and private equity guys named Advent International want to buy PayPal for $53 billion. Stripe wants to buy PayPal for $53 billion because they believe PayPal is worth $53 billion. And if the deal goes through, they will have spent $53 billion on a company that they now have to convince us is worth $53 billion. It's wild, man. It's entirely possible we are witnessing the apex of digital predatory behavior. 53 billion. That's not even real money. That's we could buy a small European nation and force everyone to wear tracksuits money. Have you ever seen a chimpanzee count $53 billion? No, because he'd tear your arm off and eat your checkbook. They offered $60.50 a share, 28% premium. That's how you know it's Wall Street. If your neighbor offered 28% over, asking for your house, you'd think this guy definitely buried somebody in the backyard. You know you've made it When the company buying you has another company standing behind it whispering, "Don't worry, we'll optimize you." Optimize is the only word that sounds encouraging and terrifying at the same time. The strategic logic is funny. Stripe has merchants, but wants consumers. PayPal has consumers, but wants merchants. It's corporate dating. You complete me financially. Stripe is API first. PayPal is legacy first. That's Silicon Valley's version of marrying someone who still owns a fax machine. They say together they'd process $1.9 trillion a year. At that point, you're not processing payments anymore. You're processing civilization. If the servers reboot, weddings stop. Babies have to wait. Somebody's lemonade stand gets downgraded by Moody's. They say this is a strategic fit. Stripe has the developer infrastructure. They're the brains. Merchants love them, but they have no consumer wallet. PayPal has 439 million consumer accounts, Venmo, and legacy brand recognition. But merchants are ditching them because their checkout flow looks like a government tax audit from 1998. So Stripe is strong where PayPal is weak, and PayPal is strong where Stripe is weak. It's like a marriage. One person is great at making money, the other person is great at spending it on throw pillows. They want to combine Stripe's backend merchant power with PayPal's massive consumer database to create a perfectly seamless dual sided payments monopoly. And if they succeed, they will have combined Stripe's backend merchant power with PayPal's massive consumer database to create a perfectly seamless dual sided payments monopoly. And then there's the integration. This isn't a clean deal. This is a collision of cultures. You know who runs Stripe? 20 something developers in Silicon Valley who microdose LSD and think in elegant, pristine APIs. PayPal is a legacy giant built on ancient code, acquisitions like Braintree, and the collective memory of Elon Musk's early 20s. Unifying their tech stacks is going to be a nightmare. It's like trying to plug a USB-C cable into a toaster from 1974. Integrating these two completely different software architectures will be a multi-year, highly complex process that will ultimately result in a single unified code base. But in reality, integrating these two completely different software architectures will be a multi-year, highly complex process that will ultimately result in a single unified code base. That still doesn't work when you try to split a $12 pizza on Venmo. You ever notice how these fintech deals are exactly like when your two divorced parents decide to get back together for the kids? Stripe's over here in Silicon Valley going, "Mom, I built the perfect seamless checkout using nothing but JavaScript and pure optimism." PayPal's the dad in cargo shorts yelling, "Son, I invented Venmo in 1998 and I still can't figure out why the app charged me twice for tacos." And now they're merging into one big dysfunctional household where nobody talks about the $1.9 trillion in annual turnover because that's just how much money disappears when you ask both of them for gas money at the same time. PayPal has 439 million accounts. That's not a user base anymore. That's a medium sized religion. Imagine the annual meeting. "Please bow your heads while we authenticate with two-factor." The cultures are gonna clash so hard. Stripe is all young, hoodie wearing, we move fast and break nothing. because our APIs are beautifully documented. PayPal is legacy software that still has a guy named Kevin in a basement who knows where the bodies are buried in the Braintree acquisition. Integrating those is like trying to get your MacBook to run Windows 95 without the entire thing screaming in existential dread. And the regulators? Oh, the regulators are going to look at this $53 billion two-sided network that controls consumer wallets and merchant rails and go, this looks suspiciously like one company owning both ends of the conversation. It's the financial version of your girlfriend's ex still having her Netflix password. Of course, the government is getting involved. The DOJ and the EU are looking at this $1.9 trillion processing volume and screaming antitrust. They're worried about data concentration. Antitrust is polite speak for we don't trust you two not to finish each other's sentences and then raise fees. They're afraid Stripe and PayPal will know too much about us. But let's be honest. You know why this merger terrifies regulators? If this merger happens, one massive company will have access to all of our personal financial data, spending habits, and banking details, which is a terrifying thought until you realize that right now, dozens of different companies already have access to all of our personal financial data, spending habits, and banking details. At least this way, I only have to reset one password when I get hacked. The regulators are going to have questions. The DOJ is going to walk in like a marriage counselor. Now tell us, do you really need to own both sides of every transaction? Everybody talks about synergies. Synergy is such a magical word. It means we fired your favorite customer service representative. I like the this integration plan though, right? Stripe says we're developer first. PayPal says we're consumer first. The engineers hear integration and immediately update their resumes. PayPal reportedly isn't interested. Imagine rejecting $53 billion. That's the most billionaire sentence ever. We're just not emotionally available right now. Yeah, they've been pivoting. PayPal invested $100 million in growth opportunities across Africa and the Middle East. They're trying to find themselves. It's like when a guy turns 40, buys a leather jacket, and goes on a spiritual retreat to Rwanda to reignite his growth. But Stripe is knocking on the door with a suitcase containing $50 billion in bank debt, saying, hey, buddy, stop looking for your soul. We're buying it. We've got PayPal investing $100 million in Africa and the Middle East. Stripe's trying to buy the entire company. It's like one guy says, I'm taking piano lessons. The other guy says, great, I bought the piano. The whole thing reminds me of the banking consolidation wave of the 1980s. Remember that? We went from having 15 local banks run by guys named Arthur who knew your grandfather to 3 mega banks run by a supercomputer in Delaware that charges you $3.50 to look at your own money. People say fintech is entering its banking consolidation era. That's true. Every industry starts as a farmer's market, then it becomes Costco. One day, there are 1,000 payment apps. The next day, your grandkids ask, wait, there used to be competition? It's beautiful. It's like watching evolution in reverse. First, the Cambrian explosion of payment startups. Now, the asteroid hitting, and only the biggest dinosaurs with $50 billion in the bank financing get to survive. If this deal actually happens, we'll have one giant company where a SaaS platform uses Stripe for the back end and PayPal for the front end. seamless, beautiful. Like if your left hand finally started talking to your right hand after 20 years of pretending the other one didn't exist. That's the fintech dream right there, folks. Two companies that already take 2.9% plus 30 cents every time you buy anything online, deciding the solution to all our problems is to become one company that takes 2.9% plus 30 cents, but with better documentation. Stripe wants to make payments invisible by buying the company everyone still notices at checkout. And the funniest part, the company is named Stripe, buying PayPal. That's the evolution of money. First you pay, then you Stripe. Pretty soon, Visa buys Cash App and renames it Oops. That's my time. I got to get back to work. Share this, retweet on X, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify. You're allowed to make fun of me only if your jokes are funny and you get my name right. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts if you want to. Now, you don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can always follow me on X. It's not necessary to follow me on X, but now you can follow at Safe New Media on X, FKA, Twitter. Follow at Safe New Media. Whatever you decide, team up with me to bring about serious advancement for each other. Plan for this is my plan. It always has been. This is my plan for the community is to share with each other the systems, the processes, and workflows that we are successfully using in order to help each other grow. That's why it's not a cult. But have you ever felt that deep, powerful sense of belonging that transforms your entire perspective? That's what awaits you in our community. As you hear me talking now, you might begin to imagine yourself surrounded by like minded individuals who truly understand your aspirations. Picture yourself waking up each morning with renewed purpose, knowing you're part of something greater than yourself. Your future self is already thanking you for taking this step today. The door is open, and all you need to do is walk through it. Belong higher. Join our inner circle on Telegram. There's a link to it at the top of the Safe New Media X profile. The official source for this show is safenewmedia.com/HSRL. This episode is brought to you by the AI Apocalypse Small Business Fix. Most small business owners know AI is changing things and have no idea where to start. They're running their businesses. They don't have time to figure it out. Jeff Bezos described AI as the horizontal enabling layer, not a product, not a platform, not a feature, a layer underneath everything, like electricity, railroads, the internet. The people who didn't move became irrelevant. Intelligence itself is becoming infrastructure. All businesses that fail to adapt will become obsolete. Don't let it happen to yours. Go to safenew.media. That's safenew.media. Go to safenew.media to get your AI assessment for small businesses now. It's a roadmap we build for your business. It shows you exactly where AI can improve your operations, customer follow-ups, scheduling, marketing, repetitive admin work, etc. We find the gaps, explain what's possible, and hand you a clear written plan. You'll receive a written report, simple, clear, no fluff. This is for you if you're a business owner with around 50 employees or less. You realize what's coming. It's already here, the AI tidal wave. You're aware that if you do nothing, your business is in trouble. Remember how everything changed after the pandemic? Today, a similar paradigm shift is happening. After the ChatGPT moment came the DeepSeek moment. Then it was the OpenClaw moment. The new normal is the next inflection point from another AI breakthrough. Are you falling behind? Ready to change with the times? Or would you rather get left behind? Now you can secure your AI apocalypse small business fix. Limit 3 clients per week, first come, first serve. This week is 0 spots left. So you have to get on the wait list. Go to safenew.media. What I'm about to tell you next will shock you.
This is not an offer, solicitation of an offer to buy or sell securities. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Investing involves risk and may result in partial or total loss. Prospective investors should carefully consider investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and should consult with a tax or legal advisor before making any investment decision.
Before making any investment decision, always do your own research. This is not financial advice. Are you an accredited investor? This is for you if you are an accredited investor. Today, the market has shifted. We're at the bottom of the cycle for multifamily real estate. Rent growth in the Sunbelt is at 0%. Most investors are about to get wiped out, and a lot of them already have. Real estate has a dirty secret. It doesn't follow demand, it follows cheap money. And when money gets cheap, people build too much every time. That bill is due now. So, two opposing facts are true. Many apartment owners are distressed. The only reason they need to sell is not that they want to, they have to, or else return the keys to the bank. The other fact is that buying a home now costs roughly 105% more per month than renting. Families are stuck as forever renters. We're seizing this shift. We're passing on the majority of deals because the numbers don't work. But we are buying 100 unit assets in growth markets, in some cases, 80 units or less if it pencils. Few get in. Why? We don't need more money. We're looking for investors aligned with our values. We're improving quality of life at scale for hardworking families. Secure your place on our waitlist today. Go to Inveresta.com. You can now subscribe to our newsletter. That secures your place. Inveresta is giving you a free gift to accredited investors. You can now receive your free guide. It's called Location Science 2026. These are 5 filters to find growth markets for multifamily real estate. Don't ignore the data before you invest. When you subscribe, you secure your place on our waitlist for the next opportunity. Most real estate people tell you to invest in your backyard. What if your backyard is in the wrong location? Avoid losing money in the wrong location. Hit me up on our X profile at Inveresta. Retail investors can send me a DM there. Let me know what kind of investment opportunities you are looking for. Accredited investors, get in touch with me today. Call my office. Go to Inveresta.com. Accredited investors only. This is not an offer or solicitation to the general public. Last thing before I let you go, I want to invite you to subscribe to Methods of Prosperity newsletter. I write this newsletter every week. It's called Methods of Prosperity. I do it for fun. See, I believe that it's possible for anyone to get rich if they set their mind to it. You owe it to yourself to be rich. Society, our parents, teachers, and peers have conditioned us. They want us to be like them. They need us to comply. They need us to be conventional, like they are. As Herb Kelleher, co founder and CEO of Southwest Airlines, remarked, all the people that were telling me those things were expressing conventional wisdom. And if it's conventional, it ain't wisdom. And if it's wisdom, it ain't conventional. My name is Sean Allen Finn, and I'm obsessed with prosperity. This is the natural state of the human spirit. It turns out there's no limit. There's also many variables. Some keep their day jobs, others go all in. Some are entrepreneurs, others are value investors. But all of them have a certain mindset. Understanding what makes them tick grants us insight into our own journey. Methods of Prosperity newsletter is for anyone who agrees that success leaves clues. It's the most popular newsletter to brainwash yourself rich. Become a renegade billionaire. Go to safenewmedia.com/newsletter. To become a billionaire, condition yourself to think like a billionaire. You can now subscribe for free at safenewmedia.com/newsletter. Join our community on Telegram. It's totally free. Thanks for making this the most popular live stream at this hour on this subject. Broadcasting on X, formerly known as Twitter, Hidden Secrets Revealed Live is a production of Safe New Media, unconventional, diversified, global digital media company devoted to the practice, administration, and dissemination of the ideologies of its founder, moi, yours truly. My name is Sean Allen Fenn, and this is definitely not a cult. I like you, but don't take my word for it. Decide for yourself.